Good morning, Saturday morning, and it's early, so I'm still in my pajamas. I have an exciting day, so I wanted to pick some cards today before my day kind of gets started. Okay. I want to briefly talk about the diffuser blend that I've been using this week. So I've been consistently using Petitgrain, which is the oil of ancestry, Serenity, which is the oil of tranquility, Rosemary, which is the oil of knowledge and transition. And so I've used those three every single day since Sunday night. And I've added in a citrus every night. So last night I added in Pure Potential, green mandarin, and I also grabbed, this is how I do my intuitive blends. I literally just go up to my oil wall, and wherever my hand goes, whatever jumps to my attention, that's what I use. So we also used Siberian fir, which is the oil of aging and perspective. And I have slept so good all night, all week. So good. Even if I wake up in the middle of the night, which I do most nights, I've been able to get back to sleep. And I'm really celebrating that because usually in the past, before a full moon or a new moon, I do not sleep great. So I am so ecstatic for this blend. Anyway, and also because Serenity has lavender in it, and the old blend before it had, I think they added, was it wood? They added something more to make it a little bit more grounding. But when it was a lot more prominent with the lavender, which it kind of is, well, these have come up before. That's why I add in the other oils too, because lavender for some people isn't great at night, because it's the oil of communication and calm, and I've found, right, oh, cool. I have found that, or we have experienced in the past, where if our mind is really, really, really busy, it doesn't necessarily calm down at night when using that blend. So I was really excited to kind of do this test this week and sleep great. I've only put 2 drops of Serenity in to each of our diffusers along with the other oils, so it wasn't just straight up Serenity. Anyway, all right, the cards that came up. So I'm using Work Your Light and the original Moonology. So from Work Your Light, Break the Chain. Ancestral Patterns, Healing, Rewriting the Future, which, as you know, I've been working on for a while. Birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Those are good. Break the chain. You're being called to heal your family line or free yourself from living the life of your ancestors. This could mean letting go of an old pattern of your maternal or paternal line, healing trauma from the past that is not even yours, or observing old ways of being that no longer serve you. So that very simply is, as I described the other day, we just, pass, well, this is what we do in our family, this is what we do, blah, 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 we pass it down. Well, that's great, but bad things can also be passed down too sometimes, and sometimes without knowing, or we hold on to traumas without actually processing them. Heal to feel, or feel to heal. It's very, very important. However, many years ago, and I mean, not just my ancestry, many, many years ago, there was so much that it's like, no, that's not talked about. That's not talked about. We don't talk about that. And this is part of our mental health crisis that the world is currently in a very big way. We need to reform big time. Hold on. Okay. We carry emotional trauma in our luminous field for up to 7 generations back. This is why family patterns can be the hardest to break. Often they're not even ours to begin with, but we do not know another way of being, so we continue playing out the drama. I love spring, but fun times. The thing to notice when ancestral healing comes up is that you cannot heal another person, but your own healing can cause another person to choose to heal, right? So we need to feel to heal ourselves, just like another person needs to also feel to heal their own past traumas. Okay. Energy is freed up. You're being guided now to look at your life and decide how you want it to be. What ways of being or patterns are you ready to free yourself from? What part of your future do you want to rewrite? Now is the time to shake them off and dream a new future into being. So a good journal prompt: what old ways of being from your family line are you ready to let go? Seek assistance from your support team. So your tribe, your friends, your healer, your coach, to begin freeing yourself from it now. You can also do a cord cutting meditation, and you can also call in your angels. Seriously, it may sound silly to some of you, but your higher self, your angels, source, really does see your best, what's best for you. So, birthing a new age. Often our path is exactly the one we don't. Often our path is exactly the one that we don't feel prepared to walk. Walk it anyway. Often what is rising feels far bigger than what we could possibly hold, which is true. You know, think of, I'm going to jump way back. I think of when we were going through our infertility challenges, and at the time it felt like nothing was ever going to get better. Ever. It felt awful. Our marriage was shit going through that. And unfortunately, a few years later, it hit even harder. Toddlers. I hadn't dealt with that pain. We as a couple hadn't dealt with that pain. We had other shit going on at the same time. It's really important to deal with instead of pushing it down. Because when you push it down, and you push it down, and you push it down, and it's not dealt with, it's not felt with properly to heal, it will come up, and it'll come up. It could come up like a volcano. So it's so important. Often our creations seem to have wild, uncontrollable consciousness of their own, birth them anyway. Often what is ours to do is the very thing that most intimidates us. Be courageous and do it anyway. We are birthing a new age. Right now, we're in a transition period between ages, in the process of allowing the old cycle to fall away and the new to rise. Like driving in the fog and trusting the road will appear. We need to release old identities and ways that no longer serve us, using your intuition as a compass. You're part of a group of souls who have been incarnated at specific periods of history, preparing for this exact time, dreaming a new world into being. So hold your hand on your heart. I am open to surrendering to the creations that are wanting to be birthed through me. May I be of service in a way that delights my mind, body, and soul. Please use me. Please lead me. Please show me the way. That's beautiful. And now these ones, the Moonology ones, hold your vision. Conclusions are within reach. And your hard work is paying off. So these are great too. All right, so let's do hold your vision. There are two main possibilities with this card. The first is that you need to stand firm in whatever situation you're in. The second, very different interpretation, is that something is stuck. That could well be referring to the situation that you're asking about. And I'm feeling it could be both too. So you need to stand firm, and it could also be stuck. If that's the case, have a think about what you can do to grease the wheels so that events move forward. Are you being stubborn? If so, that's great, because if you really want things to change, there's a solution. Stop digging your heels in. Be the one to break a deadlock. With two interpretations for this card, it's up to you to decide what's going on and which meaning applies to you. So attuned to the moon, yes, just say the word a lot and see how it feels. Conclusions are within reach. Moon eclipse. And just like that, a door slams shut. If you've pulled this card, it suggests that the situation you're asking about is about to reach a peak or has done so, and things are now out of your hands. What you're experiencing now is what your soul signed up for, a way for you to learn and for your soul to evolve. So allow events to unfold and be easy on yourself. If you're letting go of someone or something, know that it's the right time, as hard as it might be. Forgiving someone for what they did could be key to resolving the situation in a positive way. It doesn't make right what they did, but it releases it so you can move on. Attuned to the moon, excuse me, that which is meant for me will not pass me by. And then the last one, new moon in Capricorn 60. First and foremost, this card suggests that a new start for you professionally. Whatever has been going on in your working life, this card heralds the start of a new and improved work cycle. Awesome. If you're unhappy in your current job, this is a time to either renegotiate your position or look for something new. Whatever your question, whether work-related or otherwise, a new plan and strategy is called for. You need to take a look at the long term and think about where you want to be in 12 months or even 5 years' time. That will inform your best course of action now, so think seriously about it. Drawing this card suggests it's a time for you to be ambitious for whatever it is you want to achieve. Attune to the moon, make a proper plan and execute it. Nice reading this morning. So that's great. So we've got breaking the chain with ancestral patterns, healing and rewriting the future, birthing a new age, birthing new creations. That's interesting. These both had creations. And creations could be something like me taking my camera out last night after I got home from work. And then it started raining. So instead of taking pictures, I went and stood in the rain and literally grounded down into Mother Earth. The other thing is creations. I love journals. So I created my own because there were things, or there's lots of journals out there, but I had something specific. I like essential oils. I wanted a spot to have a bedtime diffuser blend because I really like going back and seeing, reflecting on what worked and what didn't work. As I said earlier, this week it has been wonderful. I've been sleeping great. So it's great to be able to go back and see, how did I sleep that night? What was the diffuser blend? It's really helpful. Creation could be cooking. Creation could be whatever your passion is, honestly. And it could even be like shifting the expectations of yourself for work. What I've found is Monday is not a very productive day for me because coming back after the weekend, and I can get really, we all can. We can all get really challenging and hard on ourselves. It's not needed. It's not needed. Soften. Because the only reason, or the only thing that actually comes from being hard on yourself is you stress yourself out. You want to be in the flow, right? The flow is where we want to be. And I still have my compassion here, which is my magnolia. You want to be in the flow, big time, so that you are, and whatever whatever the task is in your job, when you're in the flow, it literally feels timeless. Everything else drops away. And especially if it's something that you've maybe been stressing about, but it would take 5 or 10 minutes to do, just do it and get it done. And think of how that's going to release your energy to move on for more things that you need to be really productive or really put your thought and time into. Have an awesome, awesome, awesome day.